Hi, I'm Andrew. I'm a runner, and I'm really into nutrition. I love good food, and I love eating a lot of it. And, you know, people count their carbs, and they do all this stupid stuff. And I'm really against that. I'm into eating a lot of food, but a lot of good food. Pounds of vegetables, whole grains, wild salmon, all these foods, you can have a lot of it and be real healthy. Have really low body fat, and you know, the more you eat, the better your body works, because the more nutrients it gets. So today I'm going to show you guys how to make one of my favorite meals, my go-to meal. I eat this meal about 3 days a week, and it's just a super meal. It's super healthy, and I'm glad to show you guys how to do it. I'm going to start off with brown rice. I use organic brown rice. And I use an Oyama rice cooker. And it's super easy. The rice cooker I got on Amazon for $70. They sell cheaper ones, like $20 ones, but they have the non-stick coating. This has the stainless steel. So whenever I like to cook, I like to use stainless steel. What we got here, I use, for this meal is just for me, for one person, but I eat a lot. So I'm going to do 2 cups. Of dry brown rice. Chilling with some Jason Mraz in the background. And I just got done with a run, by the way, so this is a great way to refuel your body with carbs. You get the electrolytes from the vegetable, which happens to be asparagus with this meal, and a super lot of protein. All these branched chain amino acids in the salmon. So we're going to do 3 cups of filtered water. And the trick with making rice in the rice cooker is to use olive oil. When you use olive oil, it makes it come out tasting like it's fried rice. If you don't use the olive oil, then it tastes dry and it kind of has no flavor. So I go through a lot of olive oil, so this is just a container I happen to have it in. I go through about a liter every 2.5 weeks. Olive oil is one of the healthiest foods I can think of. I'm going to put about half a tablespoon. Save some for the asparagus. Mix it up. Alright, now put it in the rice cooker. That takes about 20-25 minutes. Now we're going to work on the rest of the meal. Now, I'm eating salmon. I eat salmon like 2 days a week. I think salmon, and a lot of other people think salmon is one of the healthiest foods you can eat. But there's a catch: you can't eat farm salmon. Farm salmon it's got a similar protein and omega-6 ratio than chicken. So the reason we eat salmon is because it has omega-3s. So I would only eat wild salmon. It has less contaminants. It has less of the PCBs and the mercury. And my favorite type of wild salmon is Sockeye Salmon. The reason I like Sockeye Salmon is because it's the only type of salmon that can't be farmed. It doesn't survive if you farm it. It feeds off of algae, and it gets its omega-3s from algae. So it eats the algae, it gets the omega-3s, and then we eat the salmon to get the omega-3s. You might say, well, why don't we just eat the algae? Our body can't absorb the omega-3s from the algae. It has a way better and easier way of absorbing it through the intestines if we eat the salmon. So I'm going to Right here I have about 3/4 pound of sockeye salmon from the biggest river in Alaska. I'm trying to think of the name. The Copper River. That's where they get all the good salmon. So I'm going to skin the bottom, the skin off, because I hate the way that comes out when you cook it. This is a nice thick piece. Here when they give me the end of the ceiling. But I got this for about it was $10 a pound on sale. A lot of the times you can't get sockeye salmon, you might have to get it frozen. There's a lot of those websites like vitalchoice.com, I believe, that's a good website. So if you ever see sockeye salmon, you should stock up, you can freeze it. But I'm lucky, I live in Southern California, so I get it raw. I get it fresh. There's a nice piece. I'm going to just blot it down a little bit to dry it out, get some of the juices off of it. There we go. Check it out. I wish I could eat it raw. Alright. So, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take a baking pan, and I'm going to put some olive oil in the baking pan, the baking dish. Take the salmon, mush it around like that. Flip it over. Now what that does is it makes it non-stick, and it also puts some olive oil on the pan. Now time for the vegetables. Asparagus, one of the healthiest vegetables out there. Personally, I think the healthiest vegetable is organic broccoli. Asparagus is a close second from nutrient value. You don't need to get organic when you buy asparagus. Some fruits and some vegetables you definitely should, but asparagus you do not need to. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to take the asparagus, I cut off the end. And now I'm going to wash this asparagus. I'm going to wash it really good because it's not organic. A great way to wash asparagus is to put it in a dish or a bowl and mix it around. Like this. And all the dirt is going to drop to the bottom. Take some paper towels. Blow the water off. Alright, now I'm going to dry it out. Nice and clean. Alright. Okay, now we need to saturate the asparagus in olive oil. As you can see, I cook everything in olive oil. I make sure I don't cook it with high temperatures to burn the olive oil. That's the only catch because it turns into a carcinogenic smoke, which isn't good. You have to keep it at low temperatures, but it's great for baking. So we are going to use something like this. We put it in. Olive oil. I've never used a little bit. Here we go. Move that around. And this is a very quick to make meal. You know, I love cooking, but it kind of annoys me when I have to sit there and watch the food. So this is one of the meals that I make where it takes about 15 minutes to prepare. You put it in the oven. You forget about it, and then you eat it later when it's ready. This is all shiny with olive oil. The oven's been at 350, it's nice and hot. Now, I personally like the taste of salmon, especially when it's good wild salmon, so it doesn't need a lot of flavor for me. I don't like to put some crazy flavor on it, seasoning to mess it up. But I do like this Trader Joe's, it's called Smoke. It's South African seasoning blend. There's no salt, and it has smoked paprika. So I like to put a little bit of that. It also has garlic. Actually, I like to put a lot of it. But what that makes the salmon taste like it's smoked. It has a very delicate smoke flavor. So that's good. I think that was like $2. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the dish and I'm going to take the asparagus and I'm going to put it around the salmon, like this. Alright? Let me grab this camera. My hand's got some salmon on it, but it's all good. So that's what it looks like on both sides. You can use one side, do what you gotta do. Got your salmon. Put it in your oven. 350. And then you set the timer like a little bit over 15 minutes. Alright, so that's how you make the dish. It's quick, it's super healthy, it's quick, and it's my favorite meal, you know? It gives me the ingredients that I need for a nutritious meal. It's quick. I'm repeating myself, so I'm going to enjoy it now. See you later. Bye.